Hi there, and welcome to another edition of Country Standard Time. I'm Bill Anderson, and it's my pleasure to be the host all this week, and I'm awfully glad you joined us. We got a great 60 minutes lined up for you. We take the clock and the calendar, and we kind of turn them back into the past and relive some country music memories for you. I want you to take your watch or your clock and turn it all the way back about 29, 30 years or so, back to 1961. Here's one of the nicest guys that ever stepped on a country music stage, and boy, he was so nice to me early in my career. First long tour I ever worked. This man was the headline attraction, and I learned an awful lot from him. Here's his classic hit, Candy Kisses, Mr. George Morgan.
Candy kisses wrapped in paper mean more to you than any of mine. Candy kisses wrapped in paper, you'd rather have them any old time. You don't mean it when you whisper those sweet love words in my ear. Candy kisses wrapped in paper mean more to you than mine do, dear. Once my heart was filled with gladness, now there's sadness, only tears. Candy kisses wrapped in paper mean more to you than mine do, dear.
I'm awfully glad you joined us today. I've been looking forward to our little visit ever since the last little visit that we had. George Morgan opened our show from 1961 in Candy Kisses. Our next video clip, performance clip, took place in 1978. And a lot of things happened in country music between 1961 and 1978. You'll notice a lot of changes, not only in the music and the styling and the fact that we go from black and white to color, but quite a bit of difference just in the general approach. Ray Price sings a modern country song from '78, Chris Christopherson's classic, Call for the Good Times. Here's Ray Price.
Don't look so sad. I know it's over, but life goes on, and this old world will keep on turning. Let's just be glad we had some time to spend together. There's no need to watch the bridges that we're burning. Lay your head upon my pillow. Hold your warm and tender body close to mine. Hear the whisper of the raindrops blowing soft against the window, and make believe you love me one more time. for the good time. I'll get along. You'll find another, and I'll be here if you should find you ever need me. Don't say a word about tomorrow or forever. There'll be time enough for sadness when you leave me. Lay your head upon my pillow. Hold your warm and tender body close to mine. Hear the whisper of the raindrops blowing soft against the window, and make believe you love me one more time for the good time.
Oh, Ray Price can sing a song, can't he? For the good times, that particular performance from 1978. Well, right here at the very beginning of our show, we've had a lot of different kinds of music. A pretty ballad from Ray Price, a little bit of a bouncy kind of a song from George Morgan, and now how about this one from 1972, Dolly Parton and the Wash Day Blues. That's different.
Last Saturday night I looked like a princess dressed in calico. And now Blue Monday wash day, I look like a lady hobo, just a rubbing and a scrubbing, and a rinse in the mouth, and I hang them out early. I hope the sun comes out. Bring them out, take them off the line. Get a little tired, just think about the good times. Wash day blues. I ain't never been very lucky, and I ain't never won a prize. But I'd like to get a job on TV with some of that soap they advertise, just a rubbing and a scrubbing, and a rinse in the mouth. Gotta hang 'em out early. I hope the sun comes out. Bring 'em out, hang 'em on the line. Get a little tired, just think about the good times. Wash day blues. Now that good-looking, good-loving, no good man of mine could buy me a washing machine, but he spends all his money on payday to dress me up like a queen. Now I'm rubbing and scrubbing, and a rinse in the mouth. Gotta hang 'em out early. Hope the sun comes out. Wash 'em out, bring 'em out, hang 'em on the line. Get a little tired, just think about the good times. Wash day blues. Boy, I hate to wash an arm worse than anything in the world. And if we ever get rich, the first thing I'm gonna do is to make my old man get me a maid. Then I'll have it made, 'cause that man has really sent me through the ringers. I've washed so many dirty diapers, I've got diaper rash on my hands. One of these days. Thank you.
It's kind of fun to look at people like Dolly Parton back, golly, nearly 20 years ago, 1972. I don't know if she'd sing a song like that today. What do you think? The Wash Day Blues by Dolly Parton. We're going to go all the way back to 1961 and a song by June Carter that's kind of a little bit different type of a song. We got lots of good folks coming up on the show today. Hope you're going to stay with us for the entire hour. Stay tuned for these messages. We'll pick back up with more on Country Standard Time after this.
And I knew, yes I knew I should leave, but I
Thanks for watching and welcome back into Country Standard Time. Here's a guy that has cut a couple of the biggest phonograph records probably in the history of country music, and he does them together here in a medley. This goes back to 1972, Leroy Van Dyke doing Walk On By and following it up with The Auctioneer. Take a look.
If I see you tomorrow on some street in town, pardon me if I don't say hello. I belong to another. It wouldn't look so good to know someone I'm not supposed to know. Just walk on by, wait on the corner. I love you, but we're strangers when we meet. Just walk on by, wait on the corner. I love you, but we're strangers when we meet. Hey, well, all right, sir, here we go there. What are you going to give? $25 to give, $30 now, $5 to pop another $40 on the vine there. There was a boy in Arkansas who wouldn't listen to his ma when she told him he should go to school. He'd sneak away in afternoon, take a little walk, then pretty soon you'd find him at the local auction barn. He'd stand and listen carefully, then pretty soon he began to see how the auctioneer could talk so rapidly. He said, oh my, it's Lord, I've got to learn that auction cry, gotta make my mark and be an auctioneer. $25 bid now, $30, $30 bill, give me 30, make it 30 bid to mama, $30 bill, give me 30, who would have been a $30 bill? $30 bid now, 35 bill, give me 35 to make it 35 a bill, 35, who would have been a $35 bill? Guitar man. From that boy who went to school, there grew a man who played it cool. He came back home a full-fledged auctioneer. And the people came from miles around just to hear him make that rhythmic sound that filled their hearts with such a happy cheer. His fame spread out from shore to shore. He had all he could do and more. Had to buy a plane to get around. Now he's the top in all the land. Let Paul give that man a hand. He's the best of all the auctioneers. $45 bid, $50, $50 bill, give me 50, make it $50 bill, $50 bill, give me 50, $50 bill. $50 bid now, 55 bill, give me 55, make it $55, $55 sold at home for the $50 bill. Hey, well, all right, sir, open the gate and let him out and walk 'em, boy. Here we come, lot number 29 in. What are you going to give on? 25 to give, 30 now, 5, 50 bid, 5, another 40 now, 5, 50 bid, 5, another 50 now, 5, 65, 75, 85, 95, 125, another 50 now, 75, now $200 on the line.
Leroy Van Dyke from out in the great state of Missouri. Leroy's moved back to Missouri. He's living back out there again, but he was living in Nashville when he did that in 1972. Walk On By and The Auctioneer. You know what makes me mad about Leroy Van Dyke? If you were to see him today, he wouldn't look 5 minutes older than he did in that video right there. He's a guy that's just, he's kept his youthful looks over the years and stayed in good shape. You think rap music is new? You know, rap music is a big thing right now, particularly in the pop music field. I want you to watch a little piece of tape here from back in 1961 and tell me if June Carter was kind of on the trail of rap music a little bit when she did this. This is a funny little piece of material called The Heel. Before she was June Carter Cash, she was just plain old June Carter.
Me for his own is on the town and I'm alone. In his new suit and his blue tie, he slammed that door without goodbye. Tonight my eyes are jealous green. Tonight I'm feeling mighty mean. He meets in secret rendezvous some gal to tell his troubles to. That dirty low down heel. He'll promise her most anything, a sable coat, a diamond ring, and she'll find out when it's too late and all she'll get will be the gate. But while the dawn's a distant thing in his embrace, her heart will sing, her dizzy head will spin with lies, and all too soon a woman cries. That dirty low-down heel. The neon lights that flash below ignite my room with devil glow, and in the gloom I hear a laugh that's coming from his photograph. I wring my hands and walk the floor and swear to even up the score for where a kitten cries tonight, a panther waits to claw and bite. That dirty low-down heel. I dare not play my radio, one more complaint and out I go. I'm sick of playing solitaire, the ace of spades is everywhere. There'll be no sleep for me tonight, the sheep I count are never white. They all turn out to be jet black, and who's the leader of the pack? The heel. At dawn I know he'll stagger in, demanding coffee black as sin, and as I pour it from the tin, I'll slip a little powder in. He'll look at me and start to cry and cross his heart and hope to die and mumble, I know how you feel, but I've been on a business deal. That dirty low-down heel. But as that pot begins to perk, I know my plan will never work, and as he starts to drink it up, I'll take his hand and break the cup. It's only jealousy, I know, that's brought my thinking down so low. Why must I just sit here and grieve? Why don't I just pack up and leave? That dirty low-down heel. But now he's really on the stairs, I'll try to act like I don't care, for in my heart's arithmetic I find it takes two heels to click. Well, in our world of love and hate, where it will end is up to fate, and I let him have his little fling and be the chewing gum that clings to that dirty low-down heel.
That's cute, isn't it? June Carter and the Heel. That was all the way back in 1961 off of one of the old Pet Milk Grand Ole Opry shows. Here's a pretty ballad. This song's been a hit a couple of times. We're going to play it by Cal Smith from 1977. But if you're listening to this and you think, now, I've heard somebody else sing that song, it was John Anderson in 1981. The song's called I Just Came Home to Count the Memories. Here is Cal Smith.
I saw roses choking in the grass, making pain a broken window pane. A mailbox barely standing by the driveway, I can almost see the name. A swing set and forgotten toys where little boys and girls played happy games. Everything I gave a damn about is gone, but all the memories still remain. The old man from the house across the street asked, how's it going? And I said, fine. But the expression on his face would make me think he could almost read my mind. That Johnson boy from down the road was asking if the kids could come and play. Lord, I wish I could have told him yes, but I just said, I guess, son, not today. I just came home to count the memories that I've been counting in my mind. I just came home to count the memories from a better day and time. Birds that sing a pretty song are singing like they did when you were here. 'Cause there's no happiness in music if somebody isn't close enough to care. I picked a ragged daisy from its home out in the corner of the yard. She loves me not. Now I don't have to wonder anymore. just came home to count the memories that I've been counting in my mind. I just came home to count the memories. I guess it's time to say goodbye.
All Cal Smith counts today is his money and the blades of grass in his front yard. He sits up on the side of a hill over in East Tennessee and just enjoys life, and he's taking it easy. That's one of the reasons he was able to do it, that song right there from 1977 called "I Just Came Home to Count the Memories." Right now we got to pause for these good words. We'll pick back up with a song that was very significant and very special in the career of a guy named Bill Anderson when we come back to Country Standard Time in a minute.
Shine on me, sunshine, walk with me, world, it's a skippity-doo all day. I'm the happiest girl in the whole USA.
Music and memories, that's what it's all about here on Country Standard Time. And talking about memories, I cannot listen to this song or watch this video without all kinds of memories flooding back across me. This was done in January of 1966. It was one of the last, I'm told, of the National Life Grand Ole Opry shows that was taped in black and white. It was in the spring of '66 that they went from the black and white shows to the shows shot in color here in Nashville. I'm joined by a group of young ladies in the background on this particular song, the Rhodes Sisters out of Memphis. And I think Donna Rhodes is one of the Rhodes Sisters at this particular time that's with me on here. And if you watch Nashville Now, you know that Donna is one of the Nashville Now singers. All grown up, we'll take her back a few years, take me back a few years also. I have said many times since I wrote this song and recorded this song. The record was in 1962, but this performance was in '66. That of all the songs I've ever written, and there's been hundreds of those, and all the songs I've ever recorded, and there's been a whole lot of those too, this particular piece of material is my own personal favorite because it's kind of a page out of my life. In fact, it's really several pages out of several different parts of my life because although I combined it in the song into basically the story of my immediate family, the real people that inspired this belong to my extended family of grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins and things like that. Anyway, I hope you like this. From January of 1966, here's Mama Sang a Song.
In the heart of an angel, and softly she sang it to me.
I get to thinking lots of times about back when I was a lad, of the old home place where I grew up, and of the days both good and bad. My overalls were hand-me-downs. My shoes were full of holes. I used to walk 4 miles to school every day, through the rain, the sleet, and the cold. I've seen the nights when my daddy would cry for the things that his family would need. But all he ever got was a badland farm and 7 hungry mouths to feed. And yet our home fire never flickered once. Because when all these things went wrong, Mama took the hymn book down and Mama sang a song.
What a friend we have in Jesus.
I've been rocked to sleep many a night to the tune of What a Friend. And then come morning, Rock of Ages would wake me gently once again. And then Daddy would reach up and he'd take the Bible down and he'd read it loud and long. And I always felt that maybe our home was blessed when Daddy would say, Mama, sing a song. Sister left home first, I guess, and then Bob, and then Tommy, and then Dan. By then, Dad's hair was turning white, and I sort of had to be Mama's little man. But you know, it seemed that as my daddy's back grew weak my mother's faith just grew strong. And those were the greatest days of all when Mama sang a song.
Rock of Ages, cleft for me. Let me hide myself in thee.
I guess the house is still standing. I don't get to go back much anymore. No voices left to fill those halls, and no steps to grace the floor. For you see, my mother sings up in heaven now, up around God's golden throne. But I'll always believe that this world is a better place, because one time, my mama sang a song.
Precious memories flood my soul.
Yours truly and the Road Sisters from early 1966, and Mama sang a song. If you want to know the real reason I wrote that song, can I sneak in a plug for my book? Can I say that that's in the book called Whispering Bill? I talk about that song a lot in there. Let's go to a song that was very important in the career of Mo Bandy. This is kind of autobiographical, I guess, from Mo's life. You know, Mo's brother, for many years, was a very serious rodeo rider, and at one time early in his life, that's what Mo Bandy wanted to grow up to be. Turned into a rodeo clown for a while, but then he turned into a whole lot better country music singer. Born down in Meridian, Mississippi. Here's Mo Bandy and the story of Bandy, the rodeo clown.
Who was once a bull-hooking son of a gun? Now who keeps a pint hid out behind chute number 1? Who was riding high till a pretty girl rode him to the ground? Any kid knows where to find me. I'm Bandy the rodeo clown. In the riding and the roping, I was closing in on number 1. Now in dreams at night I ride on that silver saddle I never won. Since she left me, the whiskey takes me to the rodeo grounds, where the cowboys think I'm handy. I'm Bandy the rodeo clown. I could ride 'em all. The bulls and the broncs knew I was boss. But the ride that woman took me on broke a whole lot more than this old cowboy's bones. While the tears on my makeup melts my painted smile into a frown. The crowd thinks I'm a dandy. I'm Bandy the rodeo clown. I could ride 'em all. The bulls and the broncs knew I was boss. But the ride that woman took me on broke a whole lot more than this old cowboy's bones. While the tears on my makeup melts my painted smile into a frown. The crowd thinks I'm a dandy. I'm Bandy the rodeo clown.
Marion Bandy, Mo Bandy's real name, and Bandy the rodeo clown. That particular performance was from back in 1975. And speaking of 1975, we've got a 1975 performance from the man they call the Gentle Giant, Mr. Don Williams, when we come back to Country Standard Time right after you watch this. Come back with us. Welcome back into our show. You know, if country music ever had a guy who summed up the old saying of speak soft and carry a big stick, it's probably Don Williams. Don started out in the music business in the 60s or so on a national scale with a group he put together called the Pozo Seco Singers. Remember them? Had a good song out called Time back in the mid-60s or so. A little later on in his life, Don decided to kind of veer off into country music a little bit more than the Pozo Seco Singers had done. He came to Nashville about 1967. Or so, set up shop and really has made quite a name for himself since that time. Every time I see Don, I think of the old T. Texas Tyler and Jimmy Dean song called Bumming Around, you know, that starts off with got an old slouch hat, because Don was wearing the hats long before hat music was cool, folks. Here he is from 1975, one of his classic songs called You're My Best Friend, Mr. Don Williams.
You brought love like I've never known. You gave life to our children and to me a reason to go on. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled winds. You're my anchor in life's ocean. But most of all, you're my best friend. When I need hope and inspiration, you're always strong. When I'm tired and weak, I could search this whole world over, you'd still be everything that I need. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled winds. You're my anchor in life's ocean. But most of all, you're my best friend.
Oh, you're my best friend. Yes, you are. Don Williams from a performance done in 1975. And I was thinking while that was going on, you know, I think the first time I ever saw Don wear the old slouch hat was when he did a movie that was filmed here in Nashville. I think Burt Reynolds was in this, and Jerry Reed, if I'm not mistaken, called W.W. and the Dixie Dance Kings. You ever see that? I think maybe that's where Don picked up the hat that's become a big part of his trademark. From 1971, a man that's got a great voice, and he comes from a family where there's been an awful lot of music. Gene Austin, the very famous pop singer of many years ago, was related to this man. And he had a lot of big hits back in the 70s, singing songs about girls named Ann and other names like this one right here. This is called Gwen, Congratulations. Here is Tommy Overstreet.
Gwen, congratulations. You took a man who was strong and made him do wrong tonight. When I fought temptation, but the fire in my soul burned out of control tonight. You were the spider, I was a fly. You weaved your web so well I couldn't run. I got a woman waiting at home, and she believes in me. What have I done? What have I
If you watch Country Standard Time regularly, and I hope that you do, you know that not only do we feature the performance clips from back in the 60s and 70s or so, but we kind of move into the early 80s sometimes for some of the early, real, honest-to-goodness music videos, which is what you're about to see right now. Let's go out to Provo, Utah. Looks like there's a little snow on the ground. There's some cowboys riding through the snow, getting ready to sing a song called The Never-Ending Song of Love. Here are the Osmond Brothers.
I've got a never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do. From the first time we met, I knew I'd have a never-ending love for you. I've got a never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do. And from the first time we met, I knew I'd have a never-ending love for you. After all this time of being alone, we can love one another, live for each other from now on. You see, I feel so good I can hardly stand it. Never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do. And from the first time we met, I knew I'd sing my never-ending song of love for you. After all this time of being alone, we can love one another, live for each other from now on. You see, I feel so good I can hardly stand it. Never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do. And from the first time we met, I knew I'd sing my never-ending song of love for you. I've got a never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do.
That's a nice little song. I bet you caught yourself singing along with that before it was over, didn't you? Yeah, The Never-Ending Song of Love. Delaney and Bonnie had that song out first in the pop field. Bonnie Bramlett wrote it, and Dickie Lee had a big hit record on that in the country field, and that version there on video from the Osmond Brothers. We need to take a little time out and pause for these good words. We'll be back tomorrow on Country Standard Time, just a couple of minutes. Stay with us. Come back.
I paid $7 sawmill for a bracelet just to satisfy your 14-karat mind. Paying by these railroad tracks in Denver with a hurting head and a half a pint of wine.
I sure do enjoy the time I get to spend with you here on Country Standard Time, and I appreciate you tuning around and watching us. And if you've enjoyed it today, hey, there's more coming up tomorrow right here. Same time, same place, and we'll be looking for you. Why don't we roll out of here right now with a song by Stan Hitchcock. You folks remember Stan from his syndicated television show many years ago, and you see him on television a lot these days. Here he is, a little trimmer, and I don't think he had quite as much fuzz on his chin back when he did this one. The song called Let Me Roll from 1973. Stan Hitchcock, while we roll out of here. We'll roll back in tomorrow. We'll be looking for you. Thanks for watching. I'm Bill Anderson. So long.
Heading home. Waitress, fill my thermos jug. Like my coffee hot, I drink it light. I've been gone from baby's arms, but now I'm heading home. Let me roll. Big wheels keep on turning. Let me
me
Get
roll.
me there on time. These will keep on burning, let me roll. You wouldn't think out on the road that time would be a thing that moves so slow. Getting back to those I love is all that's on my mind, so let me roll. Big wheels keep on turning, let me roll.
Big wheels keep on turning, let me
Get me
roll.
there on time. These will keep on burning, let me roll. I thought you'd be on driving and the dangers of the road I'm driving on. I'm thinking about a woman and a little place in Dallas I call home. Although I'm tired and hungry, I can't afford to stop and take the time. Getting back to those islands is all that's on my mind, so let me roll. Big wheels keep on turning, let me roll.
Big wheels keep on turning, let me
Get me
roll.
there on time. These will keep on